got a snappy little tune to it.
It does have a snappy tune. There we go.
He's
He's back.
Forecast in a minute.
Well, that's why he wanted to show that off, to preview what we're talking about. Well, it's important.
It is.
Because we're tracking the tropics.
That's the thing. That's kind of been the headline maker. And as you join us here at WAFB Plus, 9 News Now, thanks so much again for being with us. Boy, I looked hot over there. My level, not the actual human being.
Always, always.
It's been the headline for the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And Cap was talking about it. Steve Caparotto was talking about it last week, saying, look, we got the weekend to come, and we got the first part of this week to come. Keeping their eyes on the Gulf and that the system kind of spilling into it from Mexico. And it looks like it's going to be a bit of an issue. Yeah,
they're keeping their eyes, I like to say, at the Bay of Campeche, because there's things brewing there.
Yes.
There's also Tropical Storm Bill that's developing off the coast of the Carolinas.
Right.
So really active tropics for mid-June, which is not typical to be this active.
Yeah.
That's why our team is keeping an eye on that. So while we have been spared yesterday, today for the most part for rain, well, this weekend is looking pretty dicey. Again, we're just keeping an eye on how much rain is expected, but mostly all of our viewing area will be blanketed in rain.
I mean, look at that. Look at today. Look at this active radar right now.
I know, hard to believe.
And then you go over to the thing that I jumped the gun on, and you take a look at the 10-day, and you can clearly see what days are so important.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday, obviously. Good thing because a lot of people are home, so you'll be able to prepare and kind of take notice of everything. But as you head into the weekend, that's also when people have outdoor plans, when they're outside, maybe at the friend's house. So you want to be alert ahead of the weekend as we continue to track, see exactly what this is doing and what that development is going to do exactly to our part of the woods.
It's the last numbers to come out from National Hurricane Center. Within the next few days, 70% chance of development. And actually, I got asked this question yesterday. Development, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Development of rain? No, development means, when we're looking at something like this, development into a named storm. So depression into a tropical storm, that kind of a thing. So a 70% chance over a certain amount of time. Here's the thing, regardless of development, as Steve has showed you, as Jay showed you, Jared, Jeff, all of them, regardless of name and development, it's still going to bring the rain. And it's just a matter of how much, where, and when, what path it takes. It doesn't have to be a named storm, 2016, to have a huge impact. So don't pay a huge amount of attention to that % chance of development. We know it's going to be a lot of rain.
And that's the problem for our friends who flooded last month, 3 or 4 weeks ago. So for those of you who are watching that rising water, for those of you still dealing with that issue and dealing with debris out at your curbs today and tomorrow, that's a really big problem. So that's why our First Alert team is keeping an eye on that, talking how many inches of rain. And again, that's going to be different depending on where you live and depending on where the storm happens and whether it sits. So lots of things to keep an eye on.
So much. So let's say that was all that we had to worry about, right? The future.
Right.
Well, we still got, for a lot of folks, worrying about the past. Iberville Parish, one of those with some meetings today. Ascension going through some pickups. East Baton Rouge going through some pickups. Talking about moratoriums here in Iberville. There's just still so much going on from the last event.
A lot, and that's why we're here to kind of guide you through it. And again, just reminders, if you have family and friends in these parishes, or if this is you yourself, look, this is really overwhelming. Mentally, it's exhausting. You've got your own family to worry about, you've got your own safety to worry about, and then you've got this. So if you live in EBR or Ascension and you need debris out to the curb, put it out there today. Crews are starting to do those sweeps today and throughout the week, and that's going to be obviously weather permitting. So if it starts storming bad, they can't do those sweeps. So the sooner you get it out to the curb, the sooner you separate into the appropriate piles, the better, because then they'll do it. It's out of the way, and you don't need to hire or pay for a dumpster to come and for that to sit in there. So it's going to save you money, it's going to save you time, and save you a headache too. A
lot of folks in Ascension Parish had been using dumpsters, but now Ascension Parish says beginning tomorrow. Exactly. EBR going through a second round of pickups now. So the hope is that if you have that debris, it's been out to the curb, and hopefully it's been picked up as you get that second round. Look, when we flooded in 2016, I mean, I remember how high the piles were, and it stretched the whole length, and I hated it. Hated seeing it. It was just literally house vomit. It was house vomit.
That's a good way to put it.
Just everything your house threw up onto the curb, and it's painful to see. And so the folks there in Ascension Parish, like, I'm done. I need this gone, so I can begin to move on. Plus, if you get another storm that comes through, the last thing you want is more crap out on the curb. They can potentially go somewhere.
Wet crap.
That. And so, again, as Ascension begins to do it tomorrow, as EBR makes that second pass, as folks in Iberville talk about their future and moratorium, there's so much going on. But WAFB.com, the 9 News app, dividing everything up for you so you can know what you need to know when you need to know it.
We try.
We're trying. Okay, so all that's going on. Do you know what else today is? Oh, as I fly through here.
Today,
tax day?
Yes, it is.
There it is right there.
And this is a tax relief for Louisiana residents because just about dang near the entire state experienced the winter storms in February. So the federal government said, okay, Louisiana, we've declared all 64 parishes a disaster declaration, meaning that typical tax deadline to file your income tax on April 15th was pushed back to June 15th. So all of Louisiana is required to file their taxes by today, unless you are East Baton Rouge, Iberville, Lafayette, Ascension, or Iberville. Those 5 parishes have until August to submit their federal taxes, and that's because of the May storm.
That's the thing, and you just said it. You just hit it perfectly. Already had an extension, and now there's another extension for 5 parishes, 3 in our viewing area, because of the May storm. So we already had that extension because of weather, and then a second extension because of weather. That'll tell you the story of Louisiana life over the last number of months, but that opportunity for folks to get themselves together and get gathered was given.
Yes.
But for everybody but 5 parishes, it is due today, even that extended version.
Yep.
All of Louisiana. But as mentioned, for 5 parishes and in our area, 3 parishes, a bit more time.
Yeah.
For everybody else, today.
Yes, and if you are watching this going, well, you know what?
What?
I live in Livingston Parish, and I flooded, but they didn't declare my parish a disaster zone.
This is some relief,
You
maybe.
can request specific help, but you need to be able to prove that you flooded.
Right.
You need to be able to send them photo evidence. You need documents, and you need to call the IRS hotline because they will process your application. It's a case-by-case basis, but they will process your request as long as you, in good faith, make that attempt before the deadline, which is midnight tonight.
Right.
Lots of things to
That's a
remember.
lot.
I know.
That really
I know.
is.
I know.
And so actually our Kelly Hubbard was talking with the folks from the Department of Revenue today. I took the secretary out live this morning, kind of making sure that people understood the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, all that fun stuff. If they were to qualify, if they think maybe they do qualify, all that, because it's just a lot when you think about everything else going on in the world, our little world, getting ready for something, still dealing with something. It's, like you said, mentally, taxing.
Yes. Literally and figuratively.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So all that's going on. I wish we had some stuff to talk about in the sports world because that's always kind of some good news. We can kind of smile a little bit. It's kind of the pause right now. Just got done with LSU baseball, obviously, and
which
LSU
is good.
track.
We kind of need a reset.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Yeah.
And I think more you're going to start seeing a little bit pick up with the Saints, obviously OTAs and their training camp, mini camp, all that fun stuff. Training camp around the corner. LSU and Southern football, getting back to it. New head coach, over there on the bluff. So all that will slowly start to pick back up. We're just kind of in that lull moment right now. So you got to find some other reasons to smile.
A lot of reasons to smile. When we talk about why are we smiling today?
I just
went blank for a minute.
Because it's at least Tuesday. It's not a Monday.
I know. Tuesday's even harder than Monday.
Welcome to a not Monday. Welcome to a not Monday.
Well, you know who always makes us smile?
Yep.
Johnny A.
That's the one.
And you know who he's talking to? Hello. Someone else who makes a lot of other people smile by his food.
This is going to be a good one. Okay, quick, raise your hand if you know the founder of Raising Cane's.
Ding.
Todd Graves. Okay, so you know what else he's doing? The restaurant recovery stuff. Have you seen this?
Yes, he's going to be on a show tonight, isn't he?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And it's
with a former LSU basketball
Shaquille
player.
O'Neal. Exactly right.
Yeah.
And so this story is all about helping restaurants, and it's not just this story. It's like 10 different locations, $100,000 each pumped into these locations.
Yeah.
And the first one they're doing here in Baton Rouge, Po' Boy Lloyd's, right downtown.
That's it.
One of those set-up spots. I mean,
Yeah.
how many times have you been? Who's been there? Everybody's been there. How many times you been there? You can't even count.
Yeah, it's a staple.
It is. You walk by, you want to go in. I've taken my kids there. It's just one of those spots. And so, actually, Johnny, talking with Todd a little bit about all of this coming up on Asian Nation.
10 a.m. right here on WAFB. And you may have gotten, if you have the WAFB News app, a notification yesterday right around 4 or 5 o'clock. Johnny interviewing our very own Capitol correspondent, Chris Rosado, on a special edition of Asian Nation. And if you missed it, you can actually go to our WAFB YouTube page and watch that. That's where you can find a recap of everything, all of our exclusive content that you can't find on the mothership, even Cap's Corner. All the previous lessons, you said, oh, shoot, I missed it. Right. You can even watch the live Q&A session right there on our YouTube page.
He's so good, too.
My gosh,
Johnny and Steve, all of them.
Yes. There's 9 News this morning.
It's all sorts of stuff.
Spreading the good word.
All of it. I'm looking forward to, Asian, you mentioned Chris Rosado.
Yeah.
One of the things Johnny's going to start doing is, I hear, talking with a lot of people from Channel 9.
Ooh.
Like interviewing a lot of people, like spilling some tea.
Secrets.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Like putting out the secrets, spilling some tea.
Secrets. People are all about the tea. You better get your nice teacup.
Yeah, you better.
Yep.
You never know
all
what.
of it.
And here's the thing: Johnny has a way of talking with folks and just kind of pulling that.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden, you're talking about something that you haven't spoken about in like 10 years.
He's
and you're
needling
wondering,
the thread.
Did you
Needling
just say
the thread.
something that's about to say goodbye job? No, probably not.
Oh.
But I look forward to hearing from our own coworkers
Yeah.
in ways that, because we're usually the ones asking the questions.
Right. And we don't see them. Obviously, we're here at different parts of the day,
Right.
so we usually don't get to see our counterparts at
Vampires.
different parts of the day.
Right.
So we'd like to hear about their story.
Yes.
Yeah,
That'd
I'm
be so good.
excited.
And I am too. All that stuff coming up. So Asian
Yes.
Nation, and then of course Jacques Talk on Wednesday, Louisiana Weekend coming up on Friday. So
That's it.
This calendar of stuff begins to fill
Fill
up.
in?
Exactly
Yes,
right.
it
WAFB
is.
Plus.
In the
They're in place.
meantime, you can watch here exclusively, but you can always also watch Scotty
Uh-huh.
and Jeff and Jarrett at noon, which they will have the top news headlines for the day
Another
later
big
today.
show?
That's it.
All right, y'all stay safe. Stay dry, which I don't think today is going to be a
Yeah.
problem. Stay hydrated, though. Be careful out there. Like
Please.
100 to 105, the heat index. Heat going to be the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get you ready for all the forecasts, all the weather to come. Regardless of what is to come, we'll get you ready for it.